The Bible is the greatest story ever told. It is a story of creation, love, rebellion, redemption, and the promise of a new beginning. From the first words of Genesis to the final vision of Revelation, the Bible reveals God's plan for humanity. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The world was without form, but God spoke and creation came into existence. He created light, the sky, the land, the oceans, the plants, the stars, and all living creatures. Then God created humanity. He formed Adam from the dust of the ground and created Eve from Adam. They lived in the Garden of Eden, a place of peace and perfect fellowship with God. But humanity's relationship with God was broken when Adam and Eve disobeyed God's command. Through sin, suffering, and death entered the world. Yet even in judgment, God promised that one day redemption would come. As humanity became filled with violence and corruption, God sent a great flood to cleanse the earth. But Noah was faithful. God instructed him to build an ark. Noah, his family, and the animals were saved. After the flood, God made a covenant with Noah, promising never again to destroy the earth with a flood. As people spread across the earth, they sought to make a name for themselves by building a tower reaching the heavens. God confused their languages, and humanity was scattered. God chose Abraham and promised that through his descendants, all nations would be blessed. Abraham's family became the nation of Israel. Years later, the Israelites became slaves in Egypt. God called Moses to lead his people to freedom. Through miracles and the 10 plagues, God delivered Israel from slavery. God gave them his commandments at Mount Sinai. Israel became a nation with kings such as Saul, David, and Solomon. David was known as a man after God's own heart, and God promised that a future Savior would come from David's family line. Throughout history, God sent prophets to call people back to him. They spoke of a coming Messiah who would bring salvation. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem. He taught about God's kingdom and showed God's love to the world. Jesus was crucified on the cross, taking upon himself the sins of humanity. 3 days later, he rose from the dead. After Jesus ascended into heaven, his followers spread the gospel. The apostles shared the message of salvation through Jesus Christ. The Bible ends with Revelation, which reveals God's final victory over evil. It describes the return of Jesus Christ. God promises he will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible tells one great story: God's love for humanity. It is a story of redemption and hope. The journey that began in a garden will end in a restored creation. This is the complete story of the Bible.